Hello guys, this is the storyteller. Welcome to yet another video. Pewdiepie. Is again in the news because of some New Zealand terrorist attack. There has been a controversy that in New Zealand there was a terrorist attack on some mosques, and the terrorist took the meme of subscribe to Pewdiepie again and again. He said that phrase again and again. So some people are connecting Pewdiepie, the popular YouTuber, to alt-right notions. This daily.com article says Pewdiepie's alt-right ties are impossible to ignore. Alt-right ties. The thing is, these people are effing crazy. Seriously effing crazy. Anything that's humanly related becomes an alt-right thing for them. Alt-right is nothing but actually what is alt-right is the people from the Nazi groups, they are alt-right. They are called alt-right as the old right-wing party. But today, anything that resembles their ideals, in any way, they're alt-right. Now, one more thing. Hitler also came up with animal rights. So, does it mean that anybody who is working for animal rights is also a neo-Nazi? Is it possible to say so that anybody who is fighting for animal rights is a neo-Nazi? No, it's not. Exactly that way, these people claim that every single ideology that kind of lineates into the alt-right ideologies, that kind of resembles anything on the alt-right ideologies, is probably alt-right itself. It's not. It's a separate ideology. It's a separate thought. So this person, Anna Maria Ward, starts to explain, 29-year-old YouTuber Pewdiepie is not responsible for the New Zealand shooting. We shouldn't shift the blame from the apparent neo-Nazi and Islamophobe who allegedly shot up 2 mosques last week, yet tragedies like this don't exist in a vacuum. Like I said, yet tragedies like this don't exist in a vacuum. So basically, if neo-Nazis breathe in air, probably you shouldn't be breathing that air. Neo-Nazis also can't exist in a vacuum, so the air that you're breathing, Miss Anna Maria Ward, you should not be breathing that air because it's been made toxic by the neo-Nazis. So please stop breathing. Stupid idiot. It's crucial to discuss why, during a sickening live stream of his attack, allegedly New Zealand gunman Brenton Tarrant gleefully encouraged viewers to subscribe to Pewdiepie. If Pewdiepie didn't have a history of racism, sexism, and anti-Semitism, there'd be nothing to talk about. But he does. So let's talk about it. So these kind of people, their thought process is like, because this person has done something wrong, Hitler has done something wrong, he had a mother of this race or this category, so everybody who falls in this race should be looked after because they can turn out to be Hitler. This is their basic thought process. Pewdiepie, born Felix Kjellberg, is an influential figure to over 90 million subscribers. And now I'm going to say this, 90 million subscribers is actually not a correct amount. Many of these subscribers have double-timed. I mean, they have subscribed 2 to 3 times ever since the Pewdiepie versus T-Series thing came up. I think his actual number will be still around 70 million his subscribers actually, because a lot of people have doubled their subscribe limit, but that's not the case we're discussing here. His devotees revere him with all the cultish fervor of modern stand culture, going as far as to deface war monuments. Now, deface war monuments, somebody wrote with a chalk on a plate of war monument with a simple chalk that we can clearly see probably some child did that, and they're calling it defacing war monuments, and hacked the Wall Street Journal's website to promote his channel. Yeah, that was wrong, maybe. Yeah, that surely was wrong. But again, I think that was done to show a lot of people have scrutinized that event, that they showed that modern websites can be hacked. That was shown by this particular event. While PewDiePie has since encouraged his fans not to do anything illegal, he and his content hold an eerie amount of power over his followers. It's not only gaming and memes either that content is frequently problematic. Here's a brief rundown of PewDiePie's worst bouts of bigotry. He interpreted anti-Semitic themes and imagery into 9 of his videos, one of which called for the death of all Jewish people. Okay, so you are calling him anti-Semitic. Imagery in 9 of his videos. Okay, that's wrong. And anti-Semitic themes and imagery. See, the death of all Jewish people thing is wrong, but anti-Semitic themes and imagery, this cannot be said that what it was. He said the N-word during a gaming live stream. Okay, that was wrong according to U.S. system. Let me tell you this. Using the N-word is wrong according to, I think, U.S., UK, and some Western countries. But let me tell you, in Asia, the N-word is freely spoken. Still, I can guarantee you that. In Asia, the N-word is freely spoken. Nobody says anything against it. There are no such laws. And this is a core theme about our language, that many words that are actually cultural narratives are taken as slang. So N-word is actually one of those words which were culturally made, but it was taken as a slang in the US or UK, wherever they were taken as slaves. He frequently makes casually sexist comments, even going as far as to victim blame. Casually sexist comments is wrong. You're saying that casually sexist comments are wrong. Women call men pig and dinosaurs daily. I've seen this whole thing. Women in art industry and entertainment, they call men as pigs and dinosaur daily. This is also sexist. Nobody accuses them of being sexist. His diss track against YouTube rival T-Series included racist verses mocking their skin color. I am a blue-eyed white dragon while you are just a dark magician. Some people have speculated this thing. I'm a blue-eyed white dragon while you are just a dark magician. A YouTuber named Tim Pool said that this is actually a gaming joke. Yes, the blue-eyed white dragon versus a dark magician. It's a gaming meme, you can say. And language, your language sounds like it comes from a mumble rap community. Now, mumble rap is actually a kind of rap in which a specific kind of rap. It's just that. And yes, T-Series is actually an Indian brand. So, there are Indian rappers who use the mumble rap technique. I'm telling you this. Mumble rap technique is used by Indian rappers. And that is probably shown in T-Series. So it's not wrong to call it what it is. It's mumble rap community. It's coming from that style of music. He endorsed East semicolon a violently anti-Semitic, homophobic, and sexist YouTuber. Now we don't know anything about this one. We have to, okay. You can say that he probably he mistook about endorsing somebody. But again, if you are endorsing somebody, if he got some money involved, we can't really say anything because this is capitalism. He collaborated with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is actually a conservative guy. He collaborated with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is also Jewish. Up above, this Anna Maria Ward person, she called him for being anti-Semitic, and then she calls that he collaborated with Ben Shapiro. PewDiePie, how can PewDiePie be anti-Semitic while collaborating with a Jewish guy? How is that possible? He collaborated with Ben Shapiro, who has decided that English departments at American universities are brainwashing centers for the militant gay movement. Now, I've already said, I don't know about the English departments at American universities, but I can tell you that the literature, that the fiction novel industry of America and the American comic book industry has become a militant gay movement. That's one thing I can assure you about, that there is a problem in US that they are incredibly propaganda-based, making incredibly propaganda-based literature and comics. And she goes on to say that he has also used the anti-Semitic trope of the evil Jew. He is a Jew. Ben Shapiro is a Jew. So he's used an evil Jew trope. I don't get it. Posted a Columbus Day video depicting indigenous people as cannibals. It's not exactly wrong. People around the world were cannibals at some time, and I remember exactly when when the Western people came into U.S., or should I say the American continent, while they kept searching down and down into South America, they found many cannibal places. They found many cannibal tribes. It's not wrong if it shows some cannibals. It's absolutely not wrong. I remember exactly that these cannibal tribes probably didn't kill their people, but they ate their meat after they were dead. That's something that was shown in some of the footages. But it did happen. People were cannibals all around the world. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And has stated that Arab people like to bomb crap and live in open sewage. See, anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. A lot of Arab people have bombed places, and that's why the whole Islamic thing exactly exists. Yeah, just like your the alt left collects all of these tropes, all of these small ideologies into the alt-right. Just like that, these right-wing people like Ben Shapiro, they probably also take these small incidences of bombing and put them all into one thing and call it all probably represents Islam. So if you're doing it, it's right. If Ben Shapiro does it, it's wrong. That's the hypocrisy. I would say that no, all Arabs are not bombing, and all Arabs are not living in open sewage, but also all right-wingers are not alt-right. All people with any right-wing ideologies are not all alt-right. This is stupidity that this person is calling in PewDiePie an alt-right person just because he has some right-wing ideologies with him. He championed Jordan Peterson's books. Jordan Peterson, I've already talked about Jordan Peterson. He's a normie guy. He talks about common sense. He talks about science. And the thing about these alt-left people is that they take identity politics so much, or they're obsessed with identity politics that they don't see any reason, they don't see any science in whatever Peterson says. Peterson loudly opposed legislation protecting gender expression and identity. Now, I can't exactly say what he opposed here, but I don't understand the necessity that you have to bound a language that has existed in a form for thousands of years just because 1% minority of your community doesn't like a pronoun. It's absurd. You're crapping over thousands of years of language just to pander to some idiots. Dismiss the existence of female oppression. I also dismiss the existence of female oppression. Today we are already seeing male oppression. And the thing is, oppression generally has always existed. Men have been oppressed to go to wars. Women have been oppressed to make babies. There is nothing wrong about it. It actually creates the society that we live in. He has also debunked Islamophobia. No, Islamophobia is actually true. Yes, of course, Islamophobia is true. But let me see. Let me say this. These alt-left people are also alt-right phobic. They have this right-wing phobia. If the alt-right people have Islamophobia, then these alt-left people have alt-right phobia. And he has also debunked white privilege, which is exactly he should do, because if you're living in a majority white place, then if you are getting some privileges, then it's okay. See, if you go to China or India or any place, the local people, the people who are living there will always be at more advantage than you. You will be charged more, you will be made a fool more. The people will make fool of you and make some money off your pocket. That's really nothing huge to understand, and has made a number of disparaging comments about identity politics and oppression. He reportedly followed several controversial figures on Twitter, many of whom have been criticized for their alt-right or right-wing extremist and otherwise racist language. YouTuber Johnson, blah, 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 blah. So he has followed some people, but it's also been seen that many of these people have already been unfollowed. Today Pewdiepie only, I saw his page that he just says he is a number one BTS fan. It's some kind of probably band or something. He follows just one person, this BTS thing. Nearly all of those scandals have been met with half-hearted apologies, most of which involve some iteration of "I was just joking." Yeah, of course, the thing is about jokes and comedy is that comedy is always offensive. You can ask much senior people like John Cleese. Comedy is always about offending people. If you are not offending anybody at all, if you're not offending anybody at all, and if you're not making fun of anybody's foot, anybody's fat, anybody's hair, or any general surface structure or anything, then you're not doing comedy. If you're not making fun of anybody, you're not doing comedy. That's just about it. And nevertheless, jokes are a form of normalization, she says. Pewdiepie's continued insistence on making light of violent white supremacy sends a very specific message to his subscribers that mass genocide is funny. Oh, Oppression is inconsequential, and even neo-Nazis can make some great points. This is weird. This is complete speculation. Mass genocide is funny. Okay, a lot of people have made fun of Hitler. A lot of people have made. Charlie Chaplin made fun of Hitler, and we'll regularly see filmmakers making a little funny caricature of Hitler. That's how's that wrong? How's that wrong? Oppression is inconsequential. No, oppression exists everywhere. Oppression exists everywhere. You need to be oppressed to succeed. If nobody oppresses you, if there will never be any law, what does the constitution of every country do? What does the constitution of every country do? The constitution makes laws, and laws are about oppressing people so that they can do anything wrong. Oppression will always be there. And she also says even neo-Nazis can make some great points. Neo-Nazis or Nazis or anybody, they're all just humans. Humans can make great points. It's what is this? Are these people saying that this anime award is saying that neo-Nazis are not humans? That's weird. Where are they from? Mars? PewDiePie using his platform to bombard a young, impressionable generation with the pillars of the alt-right isn't just irresponsible, it's dangerous. Casual bigotry leads to violent hatred. People have died because of that very hatred that PewDiePie mocks and casually or otherwise promotes and validates. The slow and steady dehumanization of marginalized groups via ironic humor is one of the most insidious and pervasive forms of radicalization we face today. Okay, how do you find a cure for this? People are going to say things. And if you are shutting down people like PewDiePie who make fun of it, then you are basically doing censorship. And let me tell you, when you are censoring comedians, you are a fascist. Anna Maria Ward, you are professing fascism. Daily.com, you are professing fascism. That's what you're doing while you're asking for banning or doing something about PewDiePie. If you are talking about banning PewDiePie, of course you can only suggest him to be responsible, but you cannot tell him to do anything, because if you do that, you will be a fascist. The New Zealand gunman didn't carry out 2 mass shootings because of one YouTuber. He didn't shout out PewDiePie to credit him as an inspiration. He referenced a meme. Of course, he referenced a meme. We know that. Subscribe to PewDiePie is a meme, actually. But the whole thing is PewDiePie has some right-wing ideologies which attract some neo-Nazis. But how can you stop this? Nobody can stop this. Ideologies are based on human nature. They will always be there. You cannot stop it. You are basically trying to ban human nature if you are telling that all of these people have to be banned. His inconsistence on making bigoted jokes which frames the rhetoric of neo-Nazis as entertaining and spotlighting radical right-wing figures makes his channel seem like a welcoming place for that population. Of course, people are going to come. People are not just going to just die because you think that they are toxic. Okay? Feminists have created this toxic masculinity phrase. It doesn't mean that all the men are going to become pussies like you. They are going to be men as men. And you can't do anything about it. Just because you think they're toxic, they're not just going to kill themselves. While Nazis and casual racists have found a definite home on YouTube, they don't flock to every corner of the platform. PewDiePie needs to make them feel unwelcome by re-examining how he handles marginalized identities on his channel. It's time for him to condemn all the forms of bigotry he has dismissed as jokes. No more excuse for feeble apologies. No decisive condemnation and the actions to match. So you're basically demanding PewDiePie to do some things. What are you? An authoritarian? Or maybe you are a fascist? Yes. That's the only thing that I can come up with when you are literally telling him what to do. You can only suggest him. You can only suggest an artist what to do. You cannot tell him what to do. This is the Storyteller. Next time we'll be back with more reviews, cringe, and more.